My name is Koenderink. I'm a researcher, and I'm assistant professor. I'm doing research at the Radboud UMC in Nijmegen, and one of my research focuses is on AHC. I was doing biochemical studies on the sodium-potassium ATPase, and the sodium-potassium ATPase pump is affected in HAC, and that's why my interest came to HAC. And once I knew the families and saw the children and how devastating this situation is, I only got more motivated in working on this disease and trying to help. Since the discovery of the gene, so it's since 2012 I've been working on HAC, since it's been known that the sodium pump was affected in this disease. So this publication on the gene mutation was very important for the field. I'm not a medical doctor, but when I look at it as a researcher, or maybe I should say how I look at it as a parent of children, then it seems quite devastating and terrible for parents and patients. So there are different degrees. So some patients seems to be okay at some moments, but at other moments not. And some patients seem to be heavily having really problems with life, I would say. As researchers, we want to move forward research as quickly as possible on this field. There are actually three different fields, I would say: the more the medical, the genetic, and the basic biochemistry research. And as a biochemist, a pharmacologist, what we want is to understand how these mutations cause the pump to be inactive. And that's a more basic question, but we also want to relate that to the phenotype. And I think we are very near to discovering what's going on between biochemistry and phenotype, but we have to do something still. And I guess within a few years, we will know how a certain phenotype is related to biochemistry. I think parents and other people who like to contribute to HAC and to help research go making a step forward, they can do a lot, and some parents already do quite a lot. They gather money and they stimulate researchers. So I think those two things are very important. So we should have resources, and we should be stimulated, and I myself am stimulated quite a lot by having contact with the parents and the patients, and I think others will as well. So what is now lacking is money. So we need more money to do better research. Yes, at this moment I would say things are going all right, but it could be much better, and when we want to move forward quicker, then we need more money. Yes, I think the internet is very valuable. YouTube is very valuable. The documentaries explaining to people what the disease is, and also the websites of the patients' organization. So this combined effort is very valuable. I see that within HAC we have a kind of unique community coming together of parents, patients, researchers, and then not only medical researchers, but also basic science researchers. And we are all in the same conference, and we should apply together for grants and also try to convince people to donate for better research. Getting more people involved would mean a lot, because it would mean more money and therefore better research and a faster way to cure HAC. When I would have more funding, I would immediately start screening more mutations. And from a scientific point of view, it's not maybe the highly not highly interesting, but from the patient point of view, I think it's highly interesting. When the more mutations we screen on how a mutation causes the protein to be affected, the better we can make a correlation between the phenotype and the genotype. And things are going now slowly, but I would need more people to do this. And then I also like to extend the type of research. So I would not only like to look if the pump is functional, I also like to see in other cells, and I like to see if it's functional there. I like to see if it travels to the membrane. I have quite some questions left which I like to answer and which could be starting tomorrow. I think it's very important to find more patients. First of all, for the patients themselves, for the family associations, they can share experiences, but also for research, because when we have more people, more patients, then we can find more mutations, different mutations, and the genotype-phenotype correlation can be made better. The better this genotype-phenotype correlation, the more easier it is to search for medicines which can cure these specific defects. I also like to state that these biochemical assays, they are very important because they can be used as screening methods for new medicines. So once we know what goes wrong, because that's the first thing we have to know in detail, then we can set up a screening assay and use different hopefully existing drugs and see if they can cure this situation for the cells. And the next thing is to go to animal models, which are extremely important, and only then, when we are quite confident, we can go to patients. So the whole area is very important, from patient characterization to animal models to biochemistry and molecular biology.